nobody safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake, either you stay in your place or...
A dramatic fight between two wild kangaroos on a suburban street in Australia. The two marsupials slugged it out for 5 minutes. The experts say the kangaroos often fight in a bid to become the dominant male.
Is that real?
In a group.
Is that real? Wow.
I assume it is.
I've never seen two kangaroos.
Do that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, I assume it is.
Okay. All right.
I like kangaroos.
Yeah. But this whole idea.
He dedicates 8 hours a day role-playing as a toddler.
I'm in baby mode on and off all day.
And Jess's daddy is caring for her.
I'm 20, but not really because I'm 5.
Adopted mommy and daddy who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
I identify as an 8-year-old girl called Denise. Therefore, I am an 8-year-old girl.
Little smock dress.
There you go, Blair and Kim. First question for you for this evening. What do you say to the dude? I'll go to you first, Kim. What do you say to the dude at the end that's like blatantly, audaciously like, I'm a dude, I'm an 8-year-old girl, or whatever the fuck he said he was, or whatever? What if you were in that situation? What would you say? Oh, geez, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, God, I just couldn't help but laugh at a dude with a blonde wig and pigtails on the smock dress.
I like that girl that says like, what's the one girl say, Andres? I'm 5, I'm 20, but I'm really 5 or something like that.
I guess so.
I'm 20, but I'm really 5.
See, folks, I don't see eye to eye to Jeff about this clip. I told him to get rid of this clip and
what's
burn
wrong
it.
with this clip?
What? Well, sir, I just don't like it. And that's my opinion.
Okay, well, either way, folks.
And he's sticking with it. Are you sticking to that opinion? I think he's sticking to it.
He's a pretty finite guy. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. Anyways, hey Jocelyn, how's it going, hon? So here we are, folks. The MCU'S Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. Jeff S, aka True Knowledge, holding it down, moderating the fuck out of the show tonight. We're down a couple guests. We're waiting on one that we lost one, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We are about to do Shogun episode 3. Tomorrow is tomorrow. We're about to review the shit out of it. On the panel, we've got 2 newcomers. We've got Blair and we've got Kim from the Pop Culture Green Room podcast YouTube channel.
Hello.
Shout out to the ladies. Please introduce yourselves and whatever you want to say before we get after it and review the shit out of episode 3.
Okay, sure. Sounds good. Well, yeah, we're twin sisters. I mean, obviously, duh. And we actually kind of decided to get started with a podcast because whenever Kim lived in California, out in San Diego for a long time, we would constantly, like talk about pop culture, different things that we're into here and there. And because even though we're twins, we're very different. But that's very different. That's like the one common thing we can like get along at, and like, well, I may not get along, but I mean, that's like the one thing that we can like agree on things and be like, oh, hey, look at this, or just like that have like common ground without being like total polar opposites. And we're just kind of like, and like that's kind of one thing we always talked about, like. We'll make time where it's kind of like that. We're talking about, hey, what'd you watch on TV this time? Like, or hey, what'd you hear about, like what, like what weird shit like P. Diddy was up to this week, something like that. Like bringing up things are like they just got arrested. Yeah.
So
like,
are you Kim, are
going to jail?
Yeah, not here and after or what?
Yeah, so there's always stuff like that, or it's like an or like
Kim, are you ready to rock and roll or what? Are you? I know you're a little bit nervous before and whatnot and all that. Are you ready to get after it and talk some Shogun?
You're talking
yeah,
to me?
Talking to you, Kim. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm ready. And look, I didn't even have any edibles either.
No edibles? Oh geez.
Isn't that wild? I didn't have any.
Andre, sir, how are you tonight?
Very good. I'm excited to talk about episode 3 of Shogun. Very excited to talk to our new guests here. Very cool to have sisters. I didn't expect that. That's cool. Yeah.
Twins, baby. They're twins.
Yeah, exactly. So let's come on. Let's go. Let's do this.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Josh. You lost me. Anyways, all right. So, ladies, I'll start off with you guys. And let me just really quick, folks, we appreciate all the support out there and whatnot on all the different platforms that we're on, especially on YouTube, our home platform. We're shooting 50,000K subscribers here soon. We were trying to hit that mark. So, if you're new to us, please consider subscribing if you enjoy the shit that we're putting down and whatnot and everything. Like the shit out of this, and make sure you ring the bell because we live stream every Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night, right? And if you don't dig this shit, maybe you might dig what we throw at you on Friday. So there you go. Fridays when we do drinking games. So there you go. It might get interesting. Anyways, we're talking. You'll send me some girl, Josh. I don't need you to send me some girl. I do okay on my own, hon. I'm straight. I'm good, sweetie. But I appreciate you though. That's a very nice offer. Andre's might take you up on it.
Some edibles.
You throw something at me? All right. That's cool. Anyways, I didn't know we got down like that, Josh. But anyways, so I'm gonna start off with you, Kim, and then I'll go to you, Blair. What were your thoughts on episodes 1 and 2? Since you were doing your first episode review for us, and we're still pretty early in the lifespan of the show. Starting with you, Kim, what were your thoughts on episode 1 and 2? And take your time, just don't go crazy.
Okay, so I thought at first I was thinking I came in watching it. Well, came in watching it with like assumptions. I was assuming it was going to be slow and something that would like really drag out. And but I did want to watch it because I mean FX shows. I don't know if y'all are familiar with them. I'm pretty familiar, but I haven't seen anything on FX that I haven't liked. But I was like a little worried about this. I mean, I should have been. I was like, if they're going to do Shogun, I'm sure they're going to do a great job with it. So, going into it, I would say it was the cinematography really got me because I liked just like seeing it was something different, and it wasn't. I felt like it wasn't like it. I felt like I had like a little sense of like darkness, like a sense of it, but it wasn't
like a serious,
like a dark feeling, if you know what I mean. If that makes any sense.
Serious, you mean like a serious dramatic tone?
Yeah. But it's like, and it's like I felt like you started to get a good scope of the characters and just started to. I felt like it was more than surface level you were getting, but just more of like an actual nature of like who these people were and who they are. And it's like it just actually really put me in it. And it just really got me. I felt like the timing too, and just seeing like the period pieces with the costumes and the set design and everything. It's just like it actually blew me away. I was like, wow, this is a lot better than I expected. And of course, from there, it just maybe just starts to think on the back end of things. I'm like, I wonder how much their budget was and all that stuff. So, but yeah, but I really love and of course, me with seeing a female warrior in that position, I love that. I'm all about that. So that's where I was like a really huge fan, and just to see like all these paths that cross that come in. So that's
if you had to off the cuff try to like give me a rating roughly 1 to 10 on on episode 1 and 2, what would you give me?
I would say for episode 1, I would say 7. For episode 2, I'd say like 8.5.
Okay, Blair, same question and the same deal. Can you give me a rating on the episodes too? Just give me a summary on like, what your thoughts were off those first 2.
I would say for episode 1, I would actually give it a 9. And episode 2, me personally, I'll say an 8. I loved it, and I loved it. I feel like that from the beginning, because I feel like that they actually gave a really good description of kind of like going into talking how like it is 1600s Japan, which I found really interesting was the fact that I didn't realize that there were Christians that were in Japan at the time trying to convert people, and that was really fascinating to me. But also the fact that I guess like I'm assuming they were the Catholics because it was almost like it's like how can I say this? They're like 2 different stories, kind of like being told. They just end up merging together because he had like the I guess like the Protestant pirates over came in from other parts of Europe, and because it's like the Catholics kind of like they knew it's it's like the Catholics knew like it's kind of the Catholics in Portugal knew like I guess like all the resources, all the things that they had to offer and like where they can get rich from, but they were just kind of like what do you say it? They were basically like gatekeeping from from like the Europeans and stuff from like other parts of Europe, and then that I think it was grisly in the beginning, especially whenever that was the captain of this ship. He the older guy, whenever he took his own life, because in fact they just kind of figured that everybody was dying, everyone was getting sick, that there was a point to it.
The initial captain and whatnot from Blackthorne.
Yes. It's so
he had the scurvy.
Like then they went shipwrecked. What's that?
He had the scurvy. He had scurvy. That was what was wrong with him. That's what he was all delirious and shit.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know what
the
the definition is of scurvy or whatever, whatnot, and everything, but I know it's not good. It's when you're drinking salt water and shit like that and whatnot, and you're not eating and whatnot at sea.
It's kind of he's like basically lost his mind.
Yeah, essentially.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes, and then it's like they run to these Japanese like soldiers, and like their whole problem that they have because it's like they have 5 people who are trying to fight over being the ruler until the son comes of age. He was a kid. I think it was like I can't remember how old he was, but like young, but too young to rule. And so it's just really interesting because the fact that
he's 5.
Yeah, I feel like that they gave that story to us without having it to be so slow. And but there's also a part of me that's kind of wondering that. Also, I kind of like part of me is kind of like also thought that Blackthorne is actually still alive at this point. It's the fact that he had so many close calls of being.
What do you think about Yabushiki having that like that mistress or whatever whatnot come in and like bang his son or whatever whatnot in front of him?
That was weird. Yes, that was really weird. I was like, I was just kind of like, good.
I think it's cool as hell. I think, like, you don't think he's a dope character?
Not, oh god, that's kind of like lower boundaries. Yeah, that's my thought will roll back.
Well, this is feudal Japan, baby. Come on.
True.
All right, I'll just talk with you guys, Sarah. Let me get you in the conversation. Your thoughts coming off episode 2, going into episode 3. What were now that you've had some time to digest episode 2 and you've watched episode 3? Looking back at episode 2, what are your thoughts this week on the episode?
Are you talking to me or to who? Are you talking to me, Blair?
It's just talking to me. So episode no, it's okay. It's weird with StreamYard. But yeah, so episode 2 was, I mean, I last week I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good, and it delivered how you say more of the character development for Blackthorne and some of the other Japanese characters that we're going to follow through this season. So I mean, it did that and pretty much gave us more of the political side of Japan and the government and all that, which is good. And this episode 3, what I like about this was they really amping up the stakes for the characters. Now that Tanaki is resigned of being the in the consular, it is now going to be a straight up war. He's asking Blackthorne to help the army to be trained and pretty much get ready for the war that's going to be probably coming soon. So that's the one aspect I like about episode 3, and I do agree with Kim about the cinematography. I mean, the production design and all the filmmaking aspect of the show has been pretty much the top notch. Been such an amazing thing about the show. That's the one thing I like about FX, is they really put the effort on the quality of the shows. They look so amazing. I mean, have you seen Fargo or Legion, or I mean, I don't know, so many of the other FX shows.
I never watched any of Fargo. I heard really good things though.
Yeah, it's really good. I love Fargo. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, if you like the film, that series does capture that film so good in its multiple seasons. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this episode 3. It still keeps the consistent quality from the first 2 episodes.
I'm asking you about episode 2, motherfucker. I didn't ask you about episode 3.
Well, F you, sir.
He does this. He's so busy with his other monitor or whatnot and everything that he don't even care when I ask him.
Folks, see, ladies, this is what I deal with every week.
See this that? Person. Yes, you're dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
Justice for Andreas. Justice for Andreas. Justice for Andreas.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
You gotta do a toy doesn't mean that you can be derelict in your duties, sir.
Yeah, well, excuse me, I'm doing my job here. You're not doing your job here. You're showing off that baby clip, and all your silly
baby.
Oh yeah, that's right, sir. I say it.
I had the kangaroo boxing clip too. That was funny.
Hey, I like that clip.
Hey, did
And
you add that in there randomly? That was really
Inside
fun. Right?
joke.
The
It's an inside
kangaroos.
joke,
That was awesome.
because
That was funny.
Matthew in the chat, the MCU's Bleeding Edge creator chat, he's from Australia, and I'm always talking about every time he comes on about how I want to fight a kangaroo. You know, I want to fight one. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do like a reaction video of me fighting a kangaroo. You know, I think it would be so good.
It's
Right?
it's so absurd. And I told you, Jeff, you need to keep that for next Friday, this Friday coming up for Deja Vu, because that would be such a perfect way to open that show.
I'm saving it.
Good.
I've got another video clip of a guy fighting a kangaroo. I'm saving it for Friday for Matthew.
Oh my god.
Anyways, ladies, episode 3. I'm gonna go basically just start right off by just reading off of the Shogun Wikipedia summary for the episode, and then I'm gonna stop there. Right, I'm gonna jump off there, and then I'm gonna give you guys basically. I'll start off and I'll ask you directly for your general thoughts on the episode. Just your general overall, like, you're right after you got done with an episode, back of your mind, thoughts. And then I'll go ahead and get into the scene by scene of the episode and whatnot. And I'll throw questions at you off that, right? That's how we'll go ahead and get after it and whatnot. And then we'll wrap it up that way all the way to the end, right? We'll plug out of here and we'll get the fuck out. So, I'll start with you, Blair, right? When I get done with this. And then I'll go to you, Kim, and then Andres, you can be on the tail end again. So Tomorrow is Tomorrow is directed by a different director. This episode actually is directed by Charlotte Brandstrom, and written by Shannon Goss. It was actually Jonathan Van Tuliken that directed the first 2 episodes, and Rachel Kondo and Justin Marks wrote the first 2. So if there was a different tone to episode 3 that you noticed besides the actual just structural change of episode to episode, right? That was probably the difference in the tone, was the difference in the writing and the difference in directing in the episode. This is the only episode of the series where these 2 will come together and direct and write the episode. So it looks like Van Tuliken directs both. But there's a couple of there are some other episodes. Episode 4 is directed by somebody new, Frederick E.O. Toy, and a different group of writers, Nigel Williams and Emily Yoshida, right? And then after that Frederick E.O. Toy on episode 5 directs that too. Episode 6, they have Hiromi Tamada, who I don't know who that is, but so they actually have somebody Japanese directing. They basically have different directors all through the series, which I actually kind of like. But so basically episode 3 starts off with Yabushugi writing his will before he's going to meet with Toranaga, believing that he's going to be put to death because of the end of episode 2. We had that handmaiden or whatever, whatnot, over at at Toranaga's castle, right? That ended up being like a planted assassin that tried to take out the engine, right? So we're coming off that, right? And so because Yabushigi probably already knows that Toranaga, which he ends up telling me knows, met with Ishido, right? Before it all went down. He thinks he's coming in to die. And his whole thing is wanting to die anyway. So like he don't give a fuck, right? His attitude was like, if you're gonna kill me, just go ahead and do it. Right? Like, let's get it over with. Which I love that about him. That's what I dig about him, is he just don't give a fuck, really. Right? Like he's a straight shooter. Yeah, and he's about as much of a wild card as you're going to get, like, out of our cast, I think, at least on the Japanese end. So, Toranaga promises him a larger fiefdom, which is basically all Toranaga really wants, right? If he'll secure passage for Blackthorne and Toranaga's wife, Lady Kiri Nokata, to Ajiro, because he needs to, to save the safety of Blackthorne, who he sees as an asset. He just doesn't know to what degree at this point, right? And so at that point, in the Portuguese headquarters, we see the Black Ship's captain, Captain General Ferreira, rebuffing Toranaga's ban on the Black Ship leaving. Again, coming off episode 2, where Toranaga basically told the priest, the Catholic priest, that like the ship couldn't leave, right, until he reevaluated the situation and whatnot, and knew more information. Yeah. So the captain from the black ship says that we're leaving no matter what. Disregarding the Jesuits' concerns over having the black ship leave without real formal authorization. Ferreira instructs Rodriguez to prepare the black ship to leave that same night. So we see Rodriguez again in the episode, who's been great so far. And I'll stop there in the summary of the episode. But I'll go to you, Blair. What are your thoughts on the episode overall, in general, and then also just this the introduction to the episode?
Well, I kind of feel like things are about to get ugly, so I'm kind of bracing myself for the next few episodes. But it's like I feel like because I was watching, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, I think like this episode kind of had me wanting more, like even more so, kind of like, because I feel like the first episodes I was really satisfied, even though like I'm like because it's a good show, I'm like eager to see the next one, but this one I'm kind of like, okay, they're gonna play this kind of time more of a story together, especially now they're involving like the black ships and the Jesuits and all, and it's like things are kind of starting to get nasty. I'm kind of thinking, okay, I want to see what's gonna happen next. So it's kind of like that. Because I didn't get around to episode 4 just yet, but even though we're not covering it, but it's got me even more anxious to watch it. I think I'm gonna watch it right after this.
Well, keep it to episode 3. Give me your thoughts on that introduction that I laid out to you, where we see Yabashubi writing his will and all that and whatnot. Now, I left a lot of meat in there throughout that intro that I read right there. There's a lot of stuff that occurred that I didn't really discuss or get into. Give me your thoughts on that whole introduction of episode 3, and the meeting with Toranaga and Yabushigi and their conversation, right? And that scene, and then we'll stop there.
Okay, so I think I'm trying to get myself, because like I didn't really know the names too well, but the face, I know the faces, but so I feel like, well, I was kind of thinking about, I feel like that I think that if they really can what's his name, Yabashiki, like, is that how he says it? Like Yabashiki?
Yeah, you got it.
I was really suspect of him for a little while. Like at first it's kind of like that, like I didn't trust him. I kind of feel like there was something fearful about him. Wasn't he the one? I don't trust him. Wasn't he the one who had that one of what's his name, blacksmith's guys boiled to death?
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he did.
I was like, I don't know about this dude here, but now just knowing that he's just kind of like getting, I don't know. I don't feel like that how do I say this? Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But I'm kind of thinking that he might not be as bad as we're thinking he is, but at the same time, maybe they're making us think this. Because it's like I didn't really let's say though. Remember, because well,
it's pretty poignant that he's writing rewriting his will right before he's going to this meeting. Like that's pretty powerful.
I was trying to even think about that. Yeah, that makes sense. That is something to think about. Yeah.
I mean, right? He literally thinks he's dying. So, what did you think of how that played out? That whole scene, because I think that the actor that plays Toranaga is outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, I feel like that. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to because like I watched this yesterday, like last night before I was falling asleep. And she didn't take her. She always takes notes whenever she watches everything. I do it exactly. She didn't. I told her about this one. I just didn't get around to it. But that's a little like. No, it was my fault because I told her don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. Just wing it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kim, do you want to jump in? Do you have any thoughts on the intro of the episode 3?
For me, it was. I mean, like I said, to me, it came off as I was looking at what's his name was trying to get. I thought like trying to send somebody to get. So what's his name to get assassinated? Black. What am I?
Blackthorne.
Blackthorne. Okay. Yeah, and so it was just the whole thing of Like, is he checking on? Is he trying to get him killed, or is he trying to save him? Like, what's going on with this whole situation? But to me, it's like the whole time I kept thinking, I'm like, okay, Blackthorn's still not dead. He's still alive, and I'm like, the whole time I'm just like, okay, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? So that's where my head was at the beginning. I'm kind of like, okay, let's move on, and I like to rush things, so that's my problem. Like, but then usually, like,
you just wanted Blackthorn. You were like, this shit's boring.
I was more into, like, I got more distracted by, like, the cinematography and the clues and stuff and the artistic, and that's the other thing that which doesn't surprise me. I mean, because that's what I like to focus on with all my pop culture stuff. I'm sitting there looking at, I'm trying to think of who's designing what or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, where's more Blackthorn?
Andre, did you freeze up on us or what? You still there?
I think he's moving slightly. Maybe. Oh, this like
there you are. You bounced back, sir. Sir, do you want to jump in? Do you have any thoughts on? That intro with that we have on the screen here with Yabashiga, writing his will, and then that meeting with Toranaga? I thought that was really powerful before we actually got the theme.
Yeah. Excuse me. I am. Sorry,
It's all right. I know you probably got a nut still left in there from that dude that earlier that you were blowing or whatever and whatnot before the show. So it's understandable.
All right, Jeff. I love talking mom.
I can't.
Do people slide in your DMs when you wear that hat? Sorry, I'm off the subject.
Oh my god. You're so ridiculous, Jeff.
No, what did I do?
Oh god. Thank you. Oh my god, I got my voice back. Sorry, folks. See, the realistic thing, I have a job now, and I had to call people every day, so I had to talk. So Jeff doesn't understand that I have a job.
I thought maybe
I
you
had
might
to
have had a personal. I thought maybe
no,
you
no,
might.
no, 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 no. Just don't talk, please. Just don't talk, silly man.
I thought you might have. I thought
No,
maybe
no,
you
no, no,
stopped over at.
No. You're one.
You didn't stop at the Savage She-Hulk. Come on, let's
Oh
go.
my god! Please don't do that. Oh my god. Anyway, so what is it? The Akshaba writing the will to his death? It was very powerful because the fact that he's playing both sides. Because we talked about this last week in episode 2 that
he's playing both sides. But he's Toranaga's boy, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he's Toranaga's boy.
Yeah. Oh, are we talking about the son?
I'm talking about Yabashigi.
Yeah, but see, Yabashigi is the son. That's the thing.
He's the guy that's writing the will.
Yeah. I need to wait, hold on. Let me get through this character because their names are a little difficult to remember. But yeah,
he's the one that writes the will, and then he goes to the meeting with Toranaga, thinking he's gonna die.
Okay, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, is that the same one in the last episode that he's the one that saved Blackthorn, right?
The one that saved Blackthorn.
Yeah, so I'm talking about that because remember he's playing both sides. Like he's taking the both sides either that will benefit him and benefit him to his family or his his ranking in the government. So it makes sense that he thinks that he's going to be killed by Tanaka in this episode. But Tanaka later in this episode mentions that there's friends and enemies, and so he's going to take this person no matter what. That he was like siding with the other side. It's like it doesn't matter. It's just hey, it's just business. So it makes sense, and I really like that character. He's so funny and so just has so many personality that I like. That I hope he didn't die. I was worried that he almost died, but thank goodness the character didn't die. So I think this opening sequence was really good. It sets up the motion for him to work with Tanaka, and we'll see. Because in the trailer we didn't see much of him in the the trailer for the season. Like I'm curious if he's gonna go back and forth.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned trailers, sir.
Yeah.
Hear me, my son. I alone will tell you the truth. Death is the only punishment here.
I have not told you my family name, but it is well known in Japan. Many years ago, a great injustice stole everything from me. I have learned one truth, that enemies are everywhere and friends nowhere. To show your true heart is to risk your life. Because death can come for us at any moment.
These are dire times.
日の本は戦乱の世に立ち返るわけ。Doomed lovers, cursed kings. These people are godless savages. Or maybe they just don't give a shit what you think. 時は来た。おごり高ぶった逆賊から日の本を守らねばならん。
もはや戦議は終わったと思ってよいのじゃな。
動けない。
その後、己の敵の正体が分かっておらぬのじゃ。
You cannot play their games. That's how they dominate. A title revered through the ages. Shogun.
Fuck yeah. That shit is dope as hell. So after that intro, Kim, they played the theme, right? For the episodes and whatnot, right? Before we get into Blackthorn. And you know, and the Catholic Church and everything and whatnot. You know, discussing with the captain about the black ship and all that. What do you think of the theme? That, you know, how it looks and everything and whatnot, then the music that comes with it and all that, you know, where it shows the ship sailing on the sand and all that shit and whatnot, right? And it shows the castle.
I love it. It's like, because it's got like this dynamic feel to it, because it's like you see these two different, like, I guess you could say like lords or whatever, like these two different worlds like coming together, and it's just I love the just like the rush, just like the uniformity of like the especially like when you see the women warriors coming in, or like their training and stuff and everything to fight. I love seeing that part. I love not so much, okay, and I love like how it's like we see the darkness when they are out there like getting sets, getting I'm trying to talk, sorry, getting ready to set sail, and it's just like you're wondering like what's going to come around and come, like what's gonna be brought in. But to me it's like, and then I keep thinking, I'm like, how Blackthorn was like really kind of like written into the whole story, because it's like because it's, you know, like a fake story, not full myth, I guess that's what you call it, not myth.
It's based off the novel by James Clavell.
Yeah, okay, so it's a novel by, yes, James Clavell, but it's a fiction novel. But I like how it's like how this random character is kind of like thrown in there, but he made it work. And but just seeing like these two people, like these two families, like, or I guess families, lords, I mean, I guess you could say they're families, right? No, but no, like I think I'm just maybe I'm getting everything.
How's it going, brother? All right, Kim, all I wanted was you on the theme. Blair, what do you think about the theme?
I really like it. I feel like that, I mean, I feel like that sets the tone for the series, and it sets the tone for the series, and I feel like that it's kind of, it kind of gets you the anticipation, because the fact that I feel like that for the whole, like, overall, like looking at the production aspect of it, you can tell that they put a lot of time, energy, and money into this, and I feel like that they don't, most TV shows, especially shows and movies, will never do that unless they, especially TV shows, they won't do that unless they know that they have like a damn good product on their hands. And I had because the fact that they did this back in the 80s, because I basically remember my dad watched this when I was like,
yeah, that's
so it's like I knew that whenever if they're gonna do it again, they were gonna do it right. Especially if it was an FX doing it, I was like, yeah, I've got to watch this. So yeah, it's like, but I definitely feel like the theme definitely sets the tone for it, and so far it's delivered.
Excellent, Andres. What do you think of the theme?
It was good. I mean, it's pretty much very traditional Japanese music. If you like hear their traditional way of making music with the string guitars and all that, it really captured that sense of the 1600s of feudal Japan. So that was really good. And signing with the music, the title sequence. I really like the title sequence. I don't know if we brought that up last week, but it's really good. I like how we see the ship and then the sand that we saw.
That's what I'm talking about, the theme, the title sequence.
Yeah. Because I don't know, we talked about last week about that, but yeah, it's all really good. I mean, FX have really good like credit sequence with these shows. I mean, a lot of those like premium cables like HBO and Showtime and all that. So it's really good, and it shows you the symbolisms of what's going on with the show, especially with that samurai suit. Towards the end, before we see the title Shogun. So I really like it. I really like it.
I kind of very many Easter eggs in there I haven't noticed yet.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's the cool thing about playing the trailers is that the more you watch into the series, the more you start to realize what's in the trailer and what you're watching, right? And what you haven't seen yet. So you kind of get an impression of what's coming next. So moving on into the episode, we do get the conversation where we get the Black Ship's captain talking to the Jesuits about how he's taken off with the ship no matter what that night. He don't care about fucking Toranaga, right? Telling him that they can't go nowhere. I'm going to start with you on this one, Andres. So basically coming off that, we do get our first scene with Blackthorne and Lady Mariko, where it's kind of actually humorous, where the doctor's there or whatever, whatnot, to do some kind of like, I don't know, just check his health or whatever, basically in general. And she offers him, like, the doctor mentions that maybe he needs like a pillow friend or something like that or some shit. I don't know, something like that, whatever, whatnot. He needs to get laid, basically, right?
I think that was the indication.
Yeah, that was the indication. And and so because Lady Mariko comes at him and is like, when she's like, oh, it's a good thing, he's like, I don't think so. He's like, oh, is this guy a pimp or what? She's like, I can send a man to you or whatever, whatnot, if you want a man instead of whatever, whatnot. And Blackthorne really don't like that. Blackthorne get down like that. So that's what Kim told me anyway. I don't know, but she's a Blackthorne expert. He don't get down like that. But no. So anyways, during their conversation, Mariko's husband actually pops up for the first time while they're together. Toda Bontero, right? The kind of ugly looking, that kind of unattractive looking dude, right? And like, I kind of get this impression like that she almost is afraid of him almost, or whatever, whatnot, whenever he's around. Like, she just like locks right up and shit and whatnot, and straightens her back and shit and everything and whatnot, and gets into her, whatever, stance and shit and whatnot, like gets all proper the minute he comes in the room. Off that, we get to see Hiromatsu. Andres, who was that he was with? The one that whose child and father and husband had to die, right?
Yeah.
The one that was crying. Then he has a scene where he's talking to her and whatnot. And he seems really emotional. Who is that chick?
That was the one with the baby. That was the.
Yeah, who is she?
I don't know the name. That's the thing.
I cannot figure out for the life of me who she is. But we get that scene with Hiromatsu, who is like, Taranaka's right-hand man. I like him too. He's cool, right? The one that later on in the episode drops that whole resigning thing on the regents, right? For like Taranaka and shit and whatnot. He's a badass. But that might be his daughter. I'm not sure, but he is actually Toda Bontero's father, right? Riko's husband. Hiromatsu is his father. So they're family. So going to you, Andres, what are your thoughts on that whole opening scene with Blackthorne and Mariko and them sort of like small talking, it start as they, as they do throughout the episode, kind of getting to know each other more. right? And then what did you think of Tony Monteros, popping in for the first time with the Savage and Mariko, and then that scene with Hiramatsu and whoever the hell that girl is that was crying and whatnot,
Yeah, well, so addressing the girl that we know, that's I forgot the name. She's the husband of one of those like soldiers with Tanaka from episode 1.
I just can't remember her damn name.
Yeah, I'm like looking at my notes. It's like her name is somewhere, but yeah, we saw her in the first episode where she has to give up her baby, and that her husband had to kill the baby, which was kind of brutal and very disturbing. So so we saw her again, and obviously, I think they were gonna, because I think she tagged along right to the ride, with them in the episode when we get into it.
She was supposed to, but then she doesn't.
Right. Oh, because she became a decoy with her and the other lady.
Yes.
With the switch. When we get to that
Yeah,
scene here,
we're getting there.
Yeah. So I think that scene particularly was just, I think, for Mariko to talk her into this decoy situation that we will see later. And then furthermore, the Blackthorn scene with Mariko and then I guess the doctor was very funny. I mean, I just laughed so hard when it's like you want someone else, man. I was like, what are you talking about? He's a man. Are you telling me this elderly man doctor is maybe a witch and like he's like a woman in disguise or something like that? I don't know. I was like thinking some of these bizarre ideas with that like line of like you want this, but anyway, it was very funny scene, but this scene is very important because you get the Mariko and Blackthorn relationship building up because you've seen each other, they probably are going to get together because of what happens, but we'll get to that. But so this is very important for their relationship to like develop, and I think the scene is very crucial, which we'll see later in the next.
I love why you give away so much of what's going to happen in the episode during the time when I allot you and whatnot to contribute on a specific part of the episode. I love it, bro.
First off, that's the key of reviewing a show and movie.
See, I got you. You're pushing the progress. I got you.
So, and also, I am excited for the review we're doing. Plus, this is a spoil review, folks. If you don't know that, it's like we're spoiling everything about this episode. So, just
we're one week behind.
Yeah,
it's 1 week.
Yeah, we're 1 week behind.
So I'm just saying up to this is a spoil review.
Well, let me get over to the ladies. Let me get them in on this so they can finally talk about something that I know they both paid attention to. Blair, what were your thoughts on the first scene with Blackthorn and Mariko and the scene with Hiramatsu where he's all emotional and whatnot with that girl and she's all crying? Obviously we saw what happened with her with episode 1 and 2.
So I was kind of thinking. I mean, my mind kind of went to that shallow part of me of like all the other different things I've watched before, being like, yeah, they're gonna get together at some point, and I was kind of annoyed. See, she's not. See, that's where we're different. She's here for that. Oh, no, she's not here for that. I am. I'm here. I'm living for that. I'm waiting for that. I'm kind of like, part of me kind of like wants to see her with like Toranaga because I think he's hot. The shallow part of because like the first time I was like, oh hey. It's like, he's good looking, but it's like, but like that. I know they're gonna because like. It's like, but it's like I don't want them to paint. Like, I don't think they're gonna do it though. But I don't really want to paint Mariko as like a concubine because I feel like that she's very powerful and that.
Yuki Sanada. That's the guy you're talking about that plays Teranaga. That's who that guy is. He's Hiroyuki Sanada. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I was kind of thinking about that and just like thinking how it's like that. Yeah, I'm like. This was kind of thing. I'm like, so it's gonna be episode 5 or 6, whenever Blackthorn and Mariko decide that they're in love with each other or something, or he's gonna try to rescue her, like Captain Sabaho. Oh no, it's like,
did you like how Mariko was trying to make him go to the massage parlor or whatever, whatnot there for a minute?
Yeah, I think I might eventually. I think it's inevitably gonna happen. I'd rather it not, but I probably will because I mean, I mean, everything about like this man wrote this book, and like, was it he wrote? When did he write this book or whatever he wrote, like in the 70s or whatever? I mean, I don't know anything about the man who wrote it, but I mean, I was kind of thinking that maybe he wrote this because he had a Japanese girlfriend or something. I had with that in mind.
It's based off. It's based off a true story. There was there was a guy that was similar to Blackthorne and whatnot and everything, right? And whatnot. And this is all based. It's fiction, all based off.
Yeah, it just kind of like got thrown in. Okay.
Nah, this actually happened. There was a dude that like went to Japan and whatnot during feudal Japan and whatnot, and all this shit and whatnot, and everything, and like met a woman and fell in love and all this stuff. It's all real.
So that part really did. So it really did happen.
Yeah,
I thought it was just.
It's just fictionalized. They don't use the real names and everything and whatnot and all that whatnot. They use different names.
Okay. Oh, so for the story, they. Oh, okay. Okay. So it almost come. So, all right. Now,
yeah, this is based off of a person. It's based off a character that was like Blackthorne in real life.
Okay, yeah. I was just cracking myself up because I was trying to be funny on purpose.
No, you're good. Kim, what do you think? What did you think of that part of the episode?
So I thought, okay, let's. Are we talking about like where I think that Mariko isn't in love with her husband if she doesn't love him at all?
Yeah, that part, and then what's going on with the church, you know, whatnot, everything, and the black ship, because that's important, right? Like that's become an important part of the whole scope too, right? This happened during that time period too, where the captain's like, "Fuck Teranaga," right? I'm gonna take off with the black ship no matter what, and all that happened too. And then we did see that that kind of emotional scene where you saw Hiramatsu, Teranaga's right hand man, with that emotional, girl or whatnot, everything. The one who, who's husband had to kill their own baby.
Right. Yeah, that was horrific. And everything. But it's like but my whole thing is I'm starting to think is Toranaga, is he dead? Is he gonna die?
I don't know. I don't know that we haven't gotten that far.
I'm just like, I'm racing. Okay, so this is okay. So
Blackthorne. Remember, this is the Blackthorne scene. The first scene with Blackthorne with Mariko, with the doctor.
All right. So I think for me, it's like I felt like she was being like honest and being vulnerable, like when she was talking to like in a way vulnerable, talking to Blackthorne. But it's like Blackthorne is kind of like, oh, I left my family, like everybody back home because the sea was calling him, or he needed to go. And so it's kind of like, okay, yeah. But I feel like there's just more to it. Like I always wanted to know the backstories, but for me, that's where my problem is. I don't know if it's the female girly thing inside of me where it's kind of like that's where I'm kind of like, okay, so what's his whole story? Why is he really away from his family? Is he really trying to accomplish something? And is he trying to get into Mariko's pants? That's where my head is. I'm sorry. That's where I think about these things. I'm like, I'm
that's
just
okay.
looking at them.
You're just being honest.
Following there. I'm following watching their relationship. Like how does someone like, I guess that is like me, huh? I turn everything into some kind of like romance thing or like a
maybe you're a freak. We don't know. You could be a freak. Maybe you're just a fucking freak. Whoever won that everything. So that's why you have like the freak lens, right? Yeah, Andres, you know what I'm talking about. The freak lens, freak goggles.
What I want to know, like that's what's like gonna like. I know I'm kind of veering off a little bit, but I was kind of wanting. I mean, granted, I didn't like read the book or I didn't watch like the series or like the first series from the 80s or whatever. But I have a theory that the baby that was the son that was killed or whatever. So check this out. He was killed off camera. I don't think he's dead. Oh, so it's been on my mind the whole time I've been watching this. Because I was scared for the baby and sad and thinking about it. I'm thinking,
who knows? I mean, in Godzilla X or whatnot, right? Andres, the wife came back to life after the hurricane fucking sucked her away and killed her and shit and whatnot. So anything's possible.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It happened off
baby. But anyways, all right, so let me move on. So later on in the episode, basically, right, we get where they actually go to escorting what's supposed to be Yabushiga and his men through the woods, right? Lady Kiri, right? Toranaga's wife, and the one girl there, and the engine, right? Who's Blackthorn, to essentially, if I remember correctly, Aegir or something like that. Whatnot was supposed to be going. I forget. They're supposed to be going to Ajiro. That's their destination. That's where they swim to at the end, is Ajiru. So essentially, they go to leave, right? And all of a sudden, Ashidu shows up, right? To essentially, like, he says he wants to pay respects to, like, the lady and whatnot and everything and all this shit or whatever, whatnot. Ashidu shows up and starts, like, fucking with shit. There's some tension there, right? And all of a sudden, while Ashigu's there, the chick who's pregnant, like, starts to do, like, a feint to throw off, Ishigi or whatever, and Toranaga slips into the litter, and Lady Kiri runs out, right? And the girl runs out, and they go back in the house, in the castle, or whatever, whatnot, and Toranaga jumps in there and, like, pretends to be, like, the lady or whatever, whatnot. They do, like, a little swap, right? It was very quick. And I didn't even notice it the first time I watched the episode. I only saw it the second time I watched it. But basically, at that point, you see, Hiramatsu is inside, and he goes in with the ladies, and he's like, it's in God's hands now, right? And Blackthorn notices Toranaga swap into the litter, and all of a sudden, some dude with a ponytail pops up and says he's got to verify everything in the whole shit, right? And starts rifling through the shit and everything and whatnot, right? Gonna go right to the litter where, like, Toranaga's at. And so Blackthorn's like, dude, nobody's gonna do nothing, right? Like, nobody's gonna say nothing, nobody's gonna do nothing. So he starts acting all crazy and acting like a fool and shit, and, like, talking all this crazy shit and whatnot to the dude, and, like, hitting him and shit or whatever, whatnot. And Lady Mariko jumps in and is, like, playing off of him, right? And everything and whatnot. And they're, like, trying to distract the dude or, like, buy time or some shit to not have him get to the litter, because right at that point, Ishigi or whatever, whatnot, already, like, lended some of his guards to their force to escort them through the woods or whatever, whatnot. One of their leader or whatever is like, hey, come on, stop with this bullshit. Let's fucking go. So Blackthorn kind of saves the day right there and shit and whatnot. Like, he handles his business, right? And so does Lady Mariko. And that also kind of, like, tightens their bond. So basically, that's when we get, like, what is probably the best action scene we've gotten in the whole series so far, which is the fight in the woods, right? Where they get set up almost immediately, in the woods when, again, Blackthorn and Mariko are talking, right? And Riko's telling him about her husband. All of a sudden, Kiyama, one of the regents, shows up, right, with his soldiers and some of the Catholic soldiers and shit and whatnot, shooting, like, flame arrows and shit and whatnot, like from higher ground, right, taking them out. That's when Lord Toranaga has to come out of the litter and fucking throw down, right, because shit's getting real. So he comes out and starts fucking throwing swords and shit and whatnot, and, like, him and fucking Yugashigi and whatnot are getting down, right, like, fucking just straight killing motherfuckers, right? Seriously.
Oh yeah.
And that's when fucking we get the really good shot that Kim was talking about earlier, where we see Blackthorn and we see Mariko pick up spears and shit and whatnot, and they get in the fight, right? Because they're outnumbered, so they have no choice, they have to fight. So they start fighting and shit and whatnot. And Mariko is actually nastier in battle than Blackthorn is. Blackthorn don't even know what he's doing. Yeah, but Mariko was straight killing dudes and shit and whatnot. She cut the one dude's throat wide open and whatnot after she knocked his ass on the ground. She split his fucking throat right open. So basically, I'll stop right where essentially her husband, right, essentially stops, or Bantero, like, tells them to go and head for the harbor, right? Head for the boat, whatnot, right? And everything. I'm gonna handle this, whatever, whatnot, right? And takes on all the rest of the dudes on his own. Because he's such a badass. She already said, Mariko said he was a badass warrior. So I'll go to you, Kim, then I'll go to you, Blair, then I'll go to you, Andres. Kim, what did you think of all that, right? The whole deal with all the bullshit they went through right? Trying to just get out to the woods and whatnot and all that, with the Shiki or whatever, whatnot, showing up and whatnot to fuck with them and all that shit, all the politics and whatnot, and all the bullshit that's going on. And then on top of that battle scene and whatnot in the woods.
I actually like the battle scene in the woods. It's like I keep thinking about the choreography of it all, but then too, it's kind of like, okay, so here they are, they're moving around and about, and it's and then they are supposed to be and Toranaga's trying to get them hidden, like not hidden, get them. Get them away so that they can escape safely, and that's where it's like, okay, so what's gonna happen now to him? Like, and then I start to think about that. But it was just it's like everybody just kind of had to like fend for themselves and fight and then to battle. But I think, like you said, I think I'm saying her name wrong again. Mariko, am I saying it right now? Mariko, yeah. Mariko, okay. I think that, like you said, I think she's a better fighter than Blackstone. To me, Blackstone's like a little bit more just kind of like Blackthorn. I'm sorry.
That's so funny.
It was an intense scene.
I love
liked it. It was definitely one of
maybe when they change it to Blackstone, that's actually a better name. I don't know why they didn't go with Blackstone.
I don't know why. I keep saying Blackstone. I'm like, it's Blackthorn. But
maybe in your freak Blackstone dreams or whatever, whatnot. Everything, that's what you call him.
I know, maybe so. It's like, take me away, like Calgon.
Come on, Blackstone, let's do it.
Huh?
Come on, Blackstone, let's get it.
All right. But it was very like interesting though, because I already knew and had a sense that something was gonna happen in the woods, because I mean something always does, but I actually liked it because I sat there and I tried to follow the fights and just like each part where it was happening. Of course, they have the flames and everything just kind of like all kind of scattered about. But I liked how like overhead they had the scene where you could kind of see it. I wonder if they shot that with a drone. Probably, maybe. Did they shoot stuff with drones? Or
it was a dark scene. Huh? It was a dark scene.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So of course it was night and they had it was up above. I like the when you could see it from up above, because you get to see like the fire and the light, and then to get to see them fighting in the dark, and the light kind of helps with it. But cool, because I like the well, like I said, I was waiting for like a fighting scene like that in the show so far.
Go ahead. I'll go to you anyway. Go ahead. Take over that whole just same thing I threw at Kim.
So I was really glad that we got that, and I was kind of expecting somebody like kind of like a key figure to die in that show, like in that scene. Yeah, nobody did, but it didn't happen. But which is fine. But I also kept wondering is that how did these woods not catch on fire? Suppose. Well, I gotta stop because I think I talked too much earlier.
It's your sister's turn.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, but yeah. So like, but then it's like after they got back to where they were before, after all the fighting, it's like just kind of like seeing what's happened next. But I just have to think about how cool that scene was because I really liked it, and I saw like all the boats in the water with the and so it's kind of that mix. Look, wonder too is the fact that how they have like that much light people to see. It was very dark, but then it's like then everybody's kind of gathering. It's like that. It's more fearful to like fight in the night in the dark like that, and the like cities being invaded, towns being invaded. So I just and they're going to people and like there's like fighting and then there's swords and stuff. It's really good, guys. But I definitely want to watch it again. I have to see it, but yeah.
Hey, Kim, I like that grand piano you got over there with not everything. You got some posh shit going down over there.
That's a sweet baby grand piano. You want me? I can bust some tunes out for you a little bit later. Moonlight. I can play Moonlight. Yes. On a green screen piano. That's literally, it's so funny. That's how we are twins. That's what I was trying to say. And she got out the last part. She said the sonata was the Moonlight Sonata. Yeah,
All right,
it's not
Andres, pop culture guy, come jump in here and save us over here, brother. What's up? What are your thoughts on this part of the episode? And please talk about the whole like them trying to escape with all the bullshit with Ashigi or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So this sequence I really love. It was really fantastic. I mean, this was the exciting part of the episode. I mean, come on, like you got these like our heroes basically trying to escape, and I mean, I was kind of curious what Tanaka's plan was. I mean, because Mariko say that the master has likes to play games, and you see her right there, like he's playing games by switching up the ladies to him and some other individual, and so that was really funny. And it was you see a little bit now that Blackthorn is kind of like joining in with this side. The fact that he defended protecting Tanaka from the
You mean Blackstone, sir? Blackstone.
Blackstone? Wait, no, not Blackstone. Really? Hold on, let me check.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Blackthorn, sir. It's Blackthorn.
He's messing with you. He's messing with you because he's messing with me because I kept saying Blackstone and not Blackthorn.
Oh yeah. I poor. You should never torture her because of the name. Come on, everyone makes mistakes with their names. Anyway. So Blackstone, whoever his name is, the white man of the show.
Why is he gotta be white? Why is he gotta be white, motherfucker?
Because he is
white. Why gotta be racial like that? Like out like that.
Elephant in the room here.
Jesus.
So yes, John. How about this? We call him John. At least his first name is easy to call. So John himself defended, the master, which is great. Despite he has to be beaten up, step on, but hey, he took it.
He gets his ass beat all the time, anyways. He's used to it.
Oh, that's true. Well, first 2 episodes, he's been. I mean, he got caught, last episode. So yeah. So
the dude pissed on him last episode. Remember?
That was in first episode.
Oh yeah, you got pissed on.
First episode, sir. And then second episode, he got caught. And then this third episode.
Blackstone only does that on the weekends, usually.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The third episode, he gets beaten up, but he doesn't get hurt too much. So that's good news.
Hey, anytime you not get pissed on is a positive.
Yes, that's very true. So, like, he's very lucky he didn't get that. Then after we go into the forest, that was where the episode really kicked in. Like the fact that they were ambush was great. Seeing the the other side attacking them, with the fire, arrows, which is cool. That's always a very unique weapon choice for them. And then see everyone scatter, which was kind of like, oh my god, nightmare. I mean, first off, that scene is really like great shot from the cinematography because it's difficult for us to see in the dark. And
it is. I watched it on the TV the first time, and then the second time I watched it on my tab on my my iPad, and I could on the TV I could barely even make out what was happening.
Yeah, I usually watch this in the computer, in Hulu, right? And luckily I crank up the the lights, the computer lighting of it. And it looks pretty good when you crank it up to 11. But yeah, so after that, I was like very intrigued where everyone's gonna do. And when when Tanaka came out from the box, he just goes like full sound wide on everyone, like just chopping limbs, knives, all that. It's pretty good.
It's coming the street.
So anyway, but what else? Trying to think what else that happened. Oh, the husband. Speaking of the husband, because we're into the husband of Mariko, right? I mean, first out, what's wrong with this guy? This guy is so awful. Like, he told his son to like be gone, before they left to the journey, right? And it's like, come on, dude. He was worrying about you and the mom.
Oh, you mean Yabushigi?
Yeah, Yabushigi, right?
He was nasty though in the fight, though. He was no joke.
No, I mean he was a good fighter. I mean, impressive, but I mean still. And then he looks at his wife talking to the John, the white boy himself, and he's so jealous, and he's like, something's up here. I can sense it.
He just looks at him as a savage.
Yeah, but like she's doing her job. It's nothing more. he's not expecting anything. So that, I mean, the husband is just awful. And when we get to his end, which I was happy about, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. But I was disappointed we didn't see his death. But anyway, that's not the whole point. We'll get to that soon. But yeah,
that's how movie still.
Yeah, so the whole sequence there from leaving through the forest, it was all good. That was my favorite part about the episode.
Me too. I thought it was really well shot. It was really well done. And Yabushiki was fucking killing it. I'm telling you right now. Him and Toranaga in that battle were like, they were dropping heads, man. They were rolling motherfuckers out. Like without question. They don't play like these samurai motherfuckers or whatnot. They don't even play these Shogun dudes. But no, so I'm gonna go ahead and play another trailer before we get into the harbor scene and whatnot and everything, right? And where we end up with, we do see the death of Toranaga, unfortunately. Not Toranaga, I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
The Yashia.
The husband.
Husband, yeah, Mariko's husband.
Buntero.
Yeah, Buntero.
By episode 5, we're gonna learn these names.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. That's where
Maybe fate brought you here for a reason. Maybe you'll live long enough to find out what it is. I won't die in this wretched land.
My master asks what you seek here.
To vanquish our common enemies. Dear God, you don't know their games. The ultimate rank a mortal can achieve. Shogun.
Yo, everything in that trailer is what comes out like after this episode. Seriously, like the majority of all that happens after. And I love that scene where we see Lady Mariko take on, like, she's talking to Yoshiki or whatever, whatnot, and she's like, you don't even know who the enemy is and all this shit. I can't wait till we get to that part. And when they go to war, that's shit. It's just gonna be off the fucking chain, yo.
I know. I'm like, I think I'm gonna watch that like now. Instead of like Beverly Hills Beverly Hills season whatever I don't know, forgot what season it is. But the reunion episode, that's gonna have to wait because I'm gonna go right into.
They're going to war. I'm telling you right now. That's like when you see those cannons and all that shit and whatnot, and the guns and all that shit fighting in the trail, shooting in the trailer. That's the regiment that Blackthorne's going to train for Toranaga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when they go to war and whatnot and everything. And those are his. That's his shit.
That's the fun part. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like battle. I love like battle movies and like war movies and stuff. That's one thing about me. You'll learn. I love like war movies and battle stuff.
Andres, you called it. Those scenes of that fucking ship in the beginning are outstanding. And anytime they show Blackthorne in the ships, like sailing and shit and whatnot, everything, it always looks dope in the trailers. It always looks really cool.
It's really sick.
Yeah, like it looks very real. Like They spent a lot of money to like cover it so well. When we get to, like get into the end episode, like that was great.
No, so
exactly,
basically,
Andres. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Andreas said, that's why I was wondering. That's where my head was like. I was like, I wonder what their budget was, like dollar amount, and then from there, it's like I want to like start deep diving and like wondering,
I
like
can't even
breaking
find
it down.
estimates. Andres, can you look and see if you can find the budget? I already tried to look and I can't find anything on it. They haven't officially announced it yet, Kim. They don't a lot of times after the show comes out.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah,
If I had to guess, it's 10
fascinated
episodes.
though. But
I think I would say probably if I had to put a number out there, I'd say it must have cost over $100 million
oh, I would say so easily
for 10 episodes.
Probably.
That's like 4 movies, right?
Yeah, it's true because it's a 10-part series, correct?
Yeah, so that if you think about it, it's got to be over at least over $100 million at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of money in this.
I think you're on par with that.
So basically, we get the best fight scene of the whole episode, right in the woods. And then we do see, unfortunately, all the Japanese characters and Blackthorne reach their boats to get to basically the Japanese galley that they're going to be using as transporter to get to Ajiro or whatever whatnot. And Taro stays behind to cover their tracks. When he shows up, Blackthorne wants to turn the boats around and whatnot and everything, and Yugoshiki's like, no. Right. And you see a really powerful scene where you see Toranaga stand up and bow to him, from like the boat. And he's like, Toda, Hirokatsu, whoever, whatnot. Right. And all this shit and everything. And they bow to each other. And then you see Bontano just go and like take on this whole squad of dudes and whatnot and get killed, you assume. You don't see it though. They don't show you his death.
Right,
so he can come back too. You never know. Right. He can pop back. So they board this Japanese galley, right? It's a much smaller ship than like the Black Ship, for instance, or like the ship that Blackthorne came on, and they see this line of boats preventing their travel, right? Like to get to where they're trying to go. There's this line of boats with all kinds of soldiers and shit and whatnot, more of the Catholic soldiers, right? And one of the regent soldiers trying to impede their travel. And at that point, Toranaga goes and decides to try to board passage on the Black Ship, right? And he basically tossed to the captain and the church and agrees to give like a bribe to both of them, right? Allows them, they're going to let them build a church and all this shit and whatnot. He's going to give 15,000 silver pieces, whatever, whatnot, to the captain. And they're like, all right, we'll protect you and give you safe passage on the Black Ship, but you can't take Blackthorne. He's got to stay here. Well, when Lady Mariko tells Blackthorne that on the ship, he don't want to have that. So, right, he just says, fuck it. And, he just basically, takes over the ship with, Toranaga's crew, with his people. And he basically, gets them, tells them to sound the drums and start rolling their asses off. And while he's pushed by the Black Ship and he's talking shit to Rodriguez the whole time, and they're trying to his captain's telling him to sink them against the land and all this shit and whatnot, these rocks. At the same time, him and the Black Ship are running right through these boats. Just the Black Ship's knocking them out too. So is his boat, right? All the defense ships that were trying to keep them in and not let them get to where they're trying to go. So John's talking shit to Rodriguez and all this shit and whatnot. And then Rodriguez, when the captain tells him to sink him, doesn't sink him. And it's like, I owed you this or whatever, whatnot, brother. That's it. Now, rest in peace with the Lord and all this shit, whatnot. You're going to need it. And so, basically Blackthorne manages to push the ship past the Black Ship and not get, beached or whatever, whatnot, and break through the barricade at the same time and gets free. Right. So Toranaga tells the Black Ship, hey, we're good now. You can go ahead and put us back with our ship and get back with Blackthorne. And I'll stop there. Andres, going to you, sir. Your thoughts on those scenes?
All right. Let's get the elephant out of the room, the husband, the Mariko's husband, his deaf, yes, the deaf. Well, her late husband now. Now she's becoming a widow slash single, which is fine for us, because we care more about the relationship that's coming up than the one we're currently watching now. That's my opinion, folks. So
She didn't
anyway,
seem all that concerned about her husband dying anyway.
yeah, yeah.
I told you she didn't love him. She didn't love him.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
just
what's
saying.
funny? Yeah. You know what's so funny in the episode? John, our boy, our white boy here, like he's like
Gotta
begging
go
them.
racial again. Gotta go racial.
I'm not. I cannot. I'm not gonna say Blackthorn, Blackstone. Let's stick with the script of.
I don't want to hear the word black out of that mouth again, motherfucker.
Whoa, whoa! I say his last
All
name.
this white black shit. I don't know what you're trying to do
Whoa.
here, but
Well, folks, did you see this? This is completely racist. I wasn't expecting racial discrimination in here in this show at all.
it's either Blackstone or nothing, baby.
Well, that's pretty. All right, John, Mr. WB, if you know that. Anyway, when he was when he was trying to beg them to wait for him, it's like, come on, dude, you could at least swim and take your stuff out and to the boat. And it's like he just stands there and it's like, I will die in honor, death to honor, right? And it's like, okay, that's it's up to you. You can beat all those people, but that's your doom. And so, of course, he did. They do their salute and it's like, Godspeed, sir. And he runs up, and then he's chopping, one to the left, right, and then he goes to this corner here, and then we don't see his death. I was like, oh wow, anticlimactic.
He got pushed into a building.
Yeah, building. You didn't know that was a building. You didn't know there's a building or like another corner of the building. You didn't know there's like a black alley. Like what? Like what kind of corner that he goes there? Like he was so stupid. Anyway, I'm happy he's dead. Let's move on. So okay. So our characters go to the ship, right? Yeah, with the Englishman, right? And of course the priest is there, or the priest, and then the other chap that's also the priest. And they're trying to negotiate, them to go past that, because if they go on their ship, right, the abandoned ship that's
if they hit the boats on their own, it might breach their hull.
Yeah, and so that was the big concern. And I like, this is where John gets the trust with Tanaka and everyone by going to the other ship, which that was a good plan, and like go past with that ship, because they cannot do like damage, I guess, for that English ship, right? Because of they're the trades. There's a
the black ship's bigger, and they can't harm it. Yeah, because it's the trade ship.
Okay, because that part I was a little confused. I was like, it was because the tray, or it was because it was that big. That makes sense.
Both.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, and then of course, the English guy was like, just like he was just like playing around with the Tanaka and all that, and it's like, okay, he
Rodriguez, Rodriguez on the black ship,
right? Yeah. By the way, love him. He's my favorite character for this episode. MVP, right? Just sticking out with the Tanaka is like, no, this is my ship. I want this now, and then you need to leave your white boy here to this ship. If we did a drinking game, every time I say white boy, we could definitely drink to that. Anyway, and so like, of course, Tanaka and everyone like agreed on the part. So like, unfortunately, John had to stay with the Portuguese people and all that. And who's the other person?
But he didn't have to stay because he pushed through the boats.
Oh, he didn't have to stay in the boats?
No, he got through.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, he did help. So anyway, but yeah, so that was the plan, and they do it, and then we'll see it through. So really great sequence there. I was happy that the Mariko's husband's gone forever, maybe. But I do agree with Kim or Blair, they brought up that like we didn't see the body, just like a horror movie, right? If you don't see the body, you're not dead. All right.
That's how I feel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we didn't see the baby, which
I think the husband's going to come back. I would bet more money on the husband coming back, Montero, than the baby.
Okay, we
It's
need to
probably
make a
see
bet.
Mariko and Blackfoot or whatever.
The baby can't get down Shogun style yet. It's not big enough, but that dude can.
So we've literally gone from Blackstone to Did we say Blacksmith?
Black
So we didn't say
Swan.
Blacksmith.
Black Swan.
And what was Blackfoot? This is okay. So we renamed this poor
I
dude.
didn't know we were doing Blackfoot too. Blackfoot. Okay.
Blackfoot.
Why we did the white
down
dude that way? Huh?
Oh, Blackbeard. Blackbeard.
How about black ass? Black ass. We're going black ass next.
No.
Hey, black ass.
Oh my god.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry, folks.
Hey, black ass, you black ass motherfucker. Anyways, Blair, what are your thoughts? What did you think, Hud, of the whole Mr. White Boy Blackthorn ramming through the boats, all that shit and whatnot and everything, and talking shit to Rodriguez and getting free?
Just keep thinking every time I turn on, he's about to get killed. I might not add much to it, but it's just that I think I just haven't quite. I mean, I'm gonna say this. He's really not my favorite character. He's kind of annoying to me, in my opinion. And I think I'm just trying to like figure out what's next with him. I'm changing her mind on that. It's just like it's just I see that Vanilla Latte needs to get together.
What?
Yes.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
These two are too much, Andres.
Yeah, well, you're too much. I think all of us are too much. I'm sorry.
All right.
So, but I like this. Yes, I know. Huh?
All right. You guys have to go anyway. So let me get your final ratings on the episode, okay? And I'll go ahead and do you guys' plugs, and we'll get you out of here. What do you think, Blair? Give me a rating, or Kim, whichever one of you guys wants to go first. Give me a rating on the episode and why.
Okay, all right. So I will change my rank. Actually, oh no, my bad. I gave my ranking on episodes 1 and 2. Episode 3, I'm gonna give this one here. I'm gonna give it a 9. Because there was something like an element about it was very different, I feel, from episodes 1 and 2, where it's in episode 3 in a weird way. It's like it's almost like it has me kind of stuck as to what's going to happen. Like, of course, because you know me, I'm thinking about the whole romantic part of stuff, and now I just want to know if what's his name's going to come back, if he's dead, if he's really dead, if he's not dead, if he's alive, like what's going on. And then also too, just because like I said, it just caught me off guard a little bit. And then not only that, but I feel like this episode might be different because it had a different director. Yeah. And did this director work with the one that directs all of them, or is it just was it solely?
They have a lot of different directors across the series. They do. They have a lot of different directors across the series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and different writers.
Okay.
But this was the first.
I don't know why I was thinking it was,
we didn't have a switch. The first 2 episodes are the same director and same writers.
Same director. Okay, I don't know why I thought there was. I don't know why I was thinking that this episode just had like one different director compared to all the other ones.
The next couple episodes, there's different directors too.
Okay, but all the other ones. Okay, I see. Okay, all right. Okay, I see what you're. Okay, now I'm following it. I'm gonna read through I need my details. I'm gonna read through that whole list that you gave me of the directors and the cast and stuff.
Yeah, I could also give it a 9 too. That's right. I feel like I finally saw them as soon as fight scenes and those intense scenes that I wanted.
Which is funny for saying I'm not someone who's really big on violence. I was excited about it. But we got a lot of that, and I feel like we're kind of getting a little bit more of a story here. And like I said, I'm still trying to figure out Vanilla Latte's role in all this. It's coming. I'm sure, she'll come around to him like they usually do. But I really enjoyed it. I really feel like that. Like I said, I just don't know if Mariko's husband's really dead.
I would hate
Okay.
to see a good-looking man like that die, but I don't think he's dead.
He's good looking. I don't know if I agree with you on that one. He's not as good looking. He's not as good looking as Black. He's not as good looking as Blackfoot. I've heard.
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. All right, y'all plug your shit. Pop Culture Green Room. What's up?
Yes. Okay. So we are on YouTube. We actually started YouTube back at the end of October, I think.
Yeah, we haven't had it very long.
Yeah, we started a YouTube channel and at the end of October, so not that long. But we love it. It's a great platform.
Fun.
We're on Apple, Spotify. We cover pretty much all things pop culture, celebrity news, gossip, reality TV trash. I love that. Of course, you can see we're really into, of course, also Bravo shows.
We're trying to expand more.
Yeah, we're working on expanding. So, because we even had our friends from Cirque du Soleil, we had to do some editing with that because Cirque du Soleil, they don't like them going and doing like different interviews. So we had to kind of like do a lot of like editing with that one. But we've been having fun though. It's starting to grow and but yeah, we're finally using our bachelor's degrees we have in mass mine mass communications, broadcast journalism. Hers is organizational communications.
Yeah, like PR.
Yeah, so like we're fairly new, but I mean we have fun. We're just trying to follow in our family's footsteps because our family's in the entertainment industry, but they're actually like real legit and celebrity and stuff. So it's but they're proud of us and they're glad to see that we're actually trying to step into something new. But it's fun, like I said, like everything's like a learning curve. We're trying something new and like we're having fun with it. We're just trying to learn how to also like grow audiences, just learning all the ins and outs and everything. And we're just really happy that you found us.
Yeah.
And now you're in trouble, Jeff, because you're gonna be harassed and bothered.
That's okay.
We had so much fun with this.
I know. I'm really happy. Like, and for saying I had like the shittiest like 2 days in a row, it's like I don't feel that way.
No,
like,
you did great. And this week you'll be more prepared, right? So when you come on for episode 4, you'll have a better idea of like what to do note wise and whatnot, and everything when you watch the episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna have because I was trying to be like, okay, I won't take notes this time because I take notes for like usually everything. And I told Blair, I'm trying to be mean and strong or being a bully. Let's start telling her, write down notes. Don't
You cannot take notes until you get to Andre's level of it on the panel.
I need my note.
And look, I got nervous, and I'm like, I was nervous. I was really nervous. I'll be honest. I was just like, I'm like,
don't be nervous. I know it's awkward. I mean, it's a safe environment here.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's not awkward at all. I was just like, I'm nervous, but it's okay. It's okay. Next time
about Blackbeard or Black Ass.
Yeah, Blackbeard.
Yo, but this is so much fun. I'm so I know it sucks that we have to bounce, but yeah, like I said, we're on all platforms. Like we're on Apple, Spotify, of course YouTube, the Pop Culture Green Room. But yeah, this is so much
X because
fuck the Blackfoot Podcasting Network.
But we actually own it, or we are on X. We just don't really use it. Yeah, we haven't used it in months. But
all right, ladies, it was good seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was fun. Thank you, Andreas. We're gonna look. Justice Bronze, Andreas. We're gonna have the hashtags. We're gonna start. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna be like trending. Watch hashtag Justice Bronze. Jeff, we have to think of something creative for you.
We'll see you all later, Kim and Blair.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right, sir.
It's just the two of us. Oh my god.
Those ladies are interesting. Oh my god, it's like we're back on the Bleeding Edge report.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. We're in the hour mark, so that's good.
Yeah.
So,
sir,
hey,
what do you think about the rest of the episode? I mean, we get Blackthorne getting back with Teranaga, and then that's when Teranaga's boy Hiramatsu sends that letter of resignation to the regent, and he reminds them that under the former Taimo or whatnot, you needed 5 votes to pass anything, and without Teranaga, they don't have 5 votes, so they can't really do shit. and they realize that, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we're fucked." So it's basically going to war, right?
Yeah.
And then we go off that, and we have Teranaga on the ship. We have Mariko talking again, getting to know each other some more, right? And right when Blackthorne is like telling her that he's sorry about the death of her husband, Teranaga tells Blackthorne he wants John to train a regiment in English warfare, naval warfare, and says to call him Hatamoto for now on, which is a great honor, apparently. So now he's recognized and he's basically safe because he's actually really a partner or like an ally of Teranaga, right? And now Teranaga wants to go for a swim with him. So Teranaga wants to learn how to dive. So Blackfoot has to like go ragged diving and shit, whatnot, like 5,000 times for Teranaga, who says right around that time, tomorrow is tomorrow. He says it, the title of the episode, right? And today, I want to learn how to dive. So Teranaga then decides he wants to race Blackfoot, right, to the beach or whatever, whatnot, everything, right? And Mariko's like, and don't let him win. He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You go black. Your thoughts, sir?
Okay, my thoughts on these last moments of the episode. Awesome. Great way to end the episode. I was very hooked from the beginning of this episode to the end. I mean, I mean, first off, they, the fact that the priest, speaking, we didn't pick up like the priest gave them the books that they had from.
Oh yeah, the books, the manuscript from the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I was laughing so hard when they say, "Well, we know that you were probably lying and you're a traitor because of the information from the priest."
He's a pirate.
A pirate, yeah, a pirate, right. Yes, they were calling him. Man, it's been a while. So they call him a pirate, and then I love how they say, "Well, it's gonna take forever to translate that."
Wouldn't it have been funny if instead of like calling them Haramoto or whatever, whatnot, he called them Blackfoot? You're gonna be called Blackfoot from now on.
Yeah, Blackfoot, Blackbeard. I mean, because he's a pirate.
Black ass. I'm gonna call you Black ass from now on.
Or Black.
It's a very honorable name or whatever.
Or Black bitch. Black bitch. Yeah, Black bitch could work. Yeah.
We're gonna call you Piss Boy.
Piss Boy. Okay, I can give you that one. That is funny. Oh my god! Oh god! Oh, Piss Master. I mean, like
Enrico would be like, "It's an honorable name."
I'm gonna name. Yeah. So so he gets promoted to whatever we want to call him, whatever he was called, and so he has to train and all that. Oh, another thing we didn't bring up was he has kids, right? Like that he brought up.
He says he has 2 kids. He's never seen his daughter.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't see his daughter. He knows that he's like 2 right now, whatever his calculation was. That's one thing. You're seeing like from Mariko perspective, right? Is that she's learning a little bit of like the like English side of like the werewolf and how they are in that, because she's only experiencing the Spanish and Portugal kind of like life, in Japan, because they're affecting it in Christianity, right? You're seeing this Englishman, and his way of life, and then it's all that, and it's interesting how she answered the type of questions he's or the answer like the stuff he's talking about, and I like how she responds to that in a very mature way. I like Mariko. I don't know what's your opinion on her, but I really love Mariko. She's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
character.
She's great.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite characters, and the actress, I do recognize the actress. She's in that Monarch, the Godzilla show from the Apple TV. I heard great things about the show. She's in that, and she's also in Fast 9. If you guys are big Fast Finish fans, she's in F9. Yeah, so I like the episode, and then I like the part when he wants to learn to dive. That part was so hilarious that like John has to strip down and then swim, and I like how he asked Mariko like, well, how long am I going to do this? Like how am I going to train him? And then he's like, well, he just want to seize it because he's a good observer. He's gonna do it until he feels satisfied with the training. So I was like, okay, and then I like how towards the end it's like, okay, let me do it. And then I like how Mariko tells him that just try not to go too fast, don't win, because he doesn't like that, and so that was funny. Yeah, so I'm excited for the next episode with the war, and especially the resignation. Like I cannot believe the council didn't think of that. They were so stupid because they were so blinded with the vote, right? And like they weren't thinking about the possibility of him resigning, because then you're not going to get your votes, And so it's just very stupid of them. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the episode. I thought it was really great. Again, as I said at the beginning, this episode was very consistent from episode 1 and 2, as just staying on top as an episode, which is great.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And we might as well go ahead and get into ratings. I'm going to give the episode a 9.5. I thought it was a great episode. Really well written. Really well shot. Right, probably the best episode of the series so far.
Yeah, that I can agree.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. If episode 4 is good, I'll definitely say that episode 4 will beat the great. But for now, I agree with you. Episode 3 is really the best for this series, I would say. A lot of action, which is great, and great drama, and really great cinematography and production design. Yeah. My rating will be a 9.5 out of 10. So just like the last episode, I think it's strong, it's great. Just minor things, but it doesn't ruin the episode. Who cares about Mariko's husband? He's dead. He's gone. We can move on and see Mariko and John's relationship blossom.
There you go, Blackfoot all day, baby. You know it.
Blackbeard, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blackbeard. All right, folks, it's plug-in time, baby. Let me get Mr. Andres, the Pop Culture Guys YouTube channel up here real quick and whatnot. Oh, that's the wrong one. Those are our ladies from the Pop Culture Green Room.
Yeah, they were awesome, folks. They were very awesome. They definitely
yes, they were.
The great episode here.
It was very nervous.
Hey, no worries. It happens.
And we lost Shauna for the episode because she wasn't feeling well, but she's gonna be back for episode 4.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, this time off is the flu season, unfortunately. Anyway, hello, folks. This is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. This is the Pop Culture Guy channel presents. I'm up to 905 subscribers, so thank you, everyone, for the support. So recently, today, I just posted my 30th anniversary tribute to Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, as me and Jeff did the live stream review of the movie last Sunday. In 2 weeks, on the 23rd, the 24th? Yeah, the 24th of March, me and Jeff are back again to do a live stream of Ghostbusters, the 1984 classic. So to honor its 40th anniversary, but also honor the new Ghostbuster film that's coming out in the 22nd.
Oh, we did good. We had a good live stream.
Yeah, I'm happy that it's getting a good review, so that's good. And same thing with the tribute. It rose really good today when I posted at 3:00. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And yeah, just want to thank you guys for supporting me in Cyber. And please help us hit the 2024 mark.
There you go, folks. And I guess I'll go ahead and why not? I'll plug the MCU's Bleeding Edge for once.
Yeah.
The MCU's Bleeding Edge is at almost 41K subscribers. As you can see, we have Deja Vu to review this Friday, which should be great. Can't wait. Matthew from Born to Watch is going to be on. Andres is going to be on.
Yeah.
We have a big panel. Cyber is going to be moderating. On Monday, Andres and I are going to be reviewing episode 4 of The Ones Who Live, and we are one episode away from having X-Men 97 come out. We're going to be doing double reviews. And Andres, I've already gotten another guest to come in for X-Men 97 with us. We've got a guest. We've got 2 guests for X-Men 97 episode 1 and 2.
Good. That's awesome.
Isn't that
we
dope?
Need more guests. Yeah, it help us. It'll definitely make that show lively and fun at the same time.
Did you enjoy last Monday's show?
Oh yeah, I loved the last Monday's report. It's one of our favorites. It's definitely one of our best. So
yeah, I thought. I mean, we killed it on YouTube. Like I said, our live stream numbers were through the roof.
Yeah. Well, we had good topics, I think, this week. So.
Cerin, what happened? You came in a little bit late, hon. We're wrapping up the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Did you maybe get mixed up with the times?
Yeah.
It was 9:35 p.m. Eastern, hon.
Okay.
Oh,
that's okay. You can come back for another episode. We just got wrapped up. All the girls already left.
Yeah, I checked the time, and then it was like 11 p.m. I was like, huh?
That's okay. No, we have a big time difference. Cerin, I
Yeah.
forgot, where are you from again?
I'm not Dutch, but I'm not Dutch. I'm from Austria.
You're from Austria. That's right. So yeah. So
Yes,
what time?
Dutch.
What time is it by you? I know. I'm sorry about that. I apologize.
It's
I was in Jamaica on vacation.
Oh, okay.
So I may have been drunk at that time. It's very possible. But no, listen, that's okay. You just missed us by about 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
So come back a different week or whatever, whatnot, and everything. And we'll have you on for Shogun.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry that you stayed awake for nothing. Do you want to at least give us your thoughts on the episode while we have you?
Yeah, I really liked the episode. I love that it looked like there's a scene in Pirates of the Caribbean. I think the Salazar one. And so when they were on the ship, it really reminded me of that scene.
That's awesome. I wish you would have been on the show. You really would have enjoyed it. We had a lot of good times. We were laughing pretty hard, joking about different versions of Blackthorn's name, Blackfoot, Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. He really reminds me of Tom Hardy. And also he sounds like Tom Hardy. so
He looks like Tom Hardy, you're right.
Yeah, so like I like tend to call him like Tom Hardy when I'm like recapping on my show. So
well, listen, come back for episode 4 next week.
Okay, cool.
Again, all right.
So that it's like
you missed this by like an hour and 40 minutes. So it's right now. It's like
11 something.
It's 11. It's like 11:15 right now. Like 11.
Yeah, it's like for me it's 4:14, 4:17.
Okay, so next time it's earlier. You need to come on at like at basically like 2.
2. Okay.
Around like 2, I believe.
Wow.
2 a.m. Yeah.
I feel bad now. You stayed up for nothing now. I feel bad.
I just woke up and then I think 18 minutes ago or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, then. Well, I don't feel as bad then. Well, come back. Listen, I'll talk to you on Instagram when I get done with the show, okay?
Okay.
But thank you for stopping by. I was wondering what happened to you. I was worried about you.
No, like I thought I was like I was like, okay, it's like 4 a.m. so I got like 7 hours of sleep. And then I checked the time. I said, oh, it said like New York, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking 11 p.m. I'm so sorry. I felt so bad, but
okay. We'll bring you back next week, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right.
Have a nice evening, I guess.
It was good seeing you. I'll talk to you I'll talk to you on Instagram in just a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
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 That is Cerin from Movie Reviews with Cerin podcast. I'm supposed to be joining us tonight, coming in a little bit late.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, she made it.
That's okay. She showed up, right?
Yeah, showed up. Yeah.
There you go.
Folks, still, please be patient with us with the time zones because, unfortunately, we have 1 hour left. We're taking 1 hour out of our day, and now it's so annoying.
The conversation that the interpreter has with his superiors before he goes over and does the conversation with Blackthorne. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? And just like overall, if there's anything you'd like to pinpoint out, feel free to say it. We'll start with you, Jeff.
The hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yep.
That's right. That's all I got.
Dropping bombs.
Mash that, Vic. What's up? What's good now? Huh?
I got nothing prepared for that. Nothing prepared for that.
You got the control to be able to drop some shit like that?
No.
Oh man. Cyber, what do you think? It's over.
No.
No. All right.
No.
Well,
you should have dropped the conveyor belt one. You
according to my point calculation right now, Vic is 25 points ahead of you right now. So
are you serious?
Yes.
That's where we're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I'm on the board.
I thought I did really good on the first round of that first question. I was a little long, but I thought I did drop some good shit.
Well, that Dr. Phil thing just dropped you majorly.
Oh, I thought that was really powerful.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to intimidate Nick with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? And the audience. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Vic, did that intimidate you, sir?
Not at all.
Oh my god, the points.
That was good. You missed it. You missed that part last episode.
I like it.
All right, folks, we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes.